today I'm going to be doing a storytime video for you all, but this storytime is a little bit different and not so typical than what I normally do. So I went on Twitter and Instagram and I asked for you chickies to submit your best storytimes to my email. I got about 100 submissions, and so for today I'm basically going to be reading your storytimes and reacting to them in a way. I'm not sure if this has ever been done on YouTube. I haven't really checked, but they have, great, and if they haven't, then I'm the first, so welcome. So yeah, so today is going to be me reacting to my lovely chickies, my fans' story times. Obviously, since I got over 100 submissions, I'm not gonna read every single one, but I didn't even go through my emails yet and like read any of these. Literally every single time I got a submission from one of you guys in my mailbox or anything, I would just transfer it into a different folder, and I haven't touched that folder in my emails, so this is going to be my first time like ever reading them. I'm just going to pick like a couple random ones to read to you guys, so yeah. By the way, I don't know what happened to my bun. It looked really cute before, and now it's just like a mess, and it has like the hair hanging from here, and I don't even know. I actually was doing a hair review video, and I don't think I really like the product that I reviewed on, so it's up in a bun now because it's pretty greasy, but we're gonna ignore that. But anyways, I hope you chickies enjoy this video, and if you do, give it a big thumbs up and stay subscribed to my channel and follow me on my social media, which is BeautyChickee on Twitter, Instagram, Yuna, and Snapchat. Make sure to go and follow me. I don't want to blabber on too much because I already did enough blabbering. I want to just hop right into this video and pull up the story times on my phone, so let's get started. Alright, so I'm going to my emails right now. So I have all the story times pulled up right here, so we are just going to go through them and read whatever ones that I can. Alright, so I'm literally just gonna click on random ones and read these, and hopefully they're good. So this first one right here is from the @name New Sabrina. So basically this story time says, so I was once in my catechism class? I'm definitely not saying that correctly. But from the next line, it seems like this is a class about religion, because the next line it says, anyways, I accidentally farted while praying, and my teacher kicked me out of the church. I kept saying that God would forgive me for that, but she kept screaming at me. Since then, for the rest of the year, she would be right by my side, controlling everything I did while being in church. That is terrible. You can't control the gas that comes out of you. Oh my God. So the title of this one says, hey Christina, here's the time I was almost murdered, but I didn't know I almost was. And this one is from Patricia Bubis? I'm saying that wrong. So every year I go down to Tennessee with my best friend, his little brother, and mom. After a fun vacation, we drove back home to Massachusetts. Since the car ride was very long, I stayed up with his mom to make sure she stays awake for the drive, since I wasn't old enough to switch being drivers. So she had to drive 14 hours straight since we didn't stop anywhere. We left at 6 p.m. and around midnight I fell asleep. I then woke up at 1 a.m. to my friend's mom yelling at my best friend to write down a car's license plate. I was really disoriented from waking up, and I didn't have my contacts in anymore, so I couldn't see very well. There was no one else on the highway other than a navy blue Chevy who was next to us in the left lane while we were in the middle lane. I looked over, and the passenger of the Chevy was insanely waving his arms around. I was really confused, and we were all kind of giggling over how silly the guy looked other than my friend's mom. She was shouting at my friend to write down the license plate, which my friend did. After that, we sped up and lost them. We got home safe, and everything was fine. I didn't get to see his family very often, so about a month later, when I did see him, his mom asked me if she told me what had happened. I replied confused with no what happened. I guess about 2 weeks earlier, she was watching the news and they were talking about a series of murderers on the highway. Apparently a man was murdered on Thursday night, a woman and her children Friday night, no one on Saturday. Sorry, my phone, I should probably... Yeah. No one on Saturday, and a man and his wife on Sunday. She realized that it was a highway we were driving on coming back home, and maybe this was the man waving his arms around frantically. So she called her town police to tell them she has the make and the model for the license plate of the car. Shocked, the officer transferred her to the chief, who transferred her to the state police, who transferred her to the Pennsylvania State Police, since that's where it happened. They thought it was a black Ford, but we knew it was a Navy Chevy and had the plate. They thanked her, and that was it. She never heard any update from them. She never heard it on the news if they found the guy, and she couldn't find anything online. I just thought it was weird, but thought nothing of it until a few months later I was telling my friend a story and realized maybe this man was trying to get us to pull over that night. And that's when I realized we drove home Saturday night. People were killed on Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Nobody was killed on Saturday, but he tried to pull us over on Saturday, and we were there on Saturday. And that's where the story ends, she said, and that's the time I almost got murdered but didn't realize it. That is absolutely insane. That's something you literally hear straight out of a movie. If that is true, then I mean that's good that you didn't get murdered, but oh my God, I would be so scared in that situation. That's ridiculous. Alright, so we have another story time here, and this girl's this is Niam, I'm definitely saying that wrong. So she says that this is the story of how I went for a week without knowing my arm was broken, and I really hope I can relate to this because one time my ankle was sprained and I literally went for like a week without realizing it was sprained. And actually, quick little story time on my end, it was because I was filming my fitness routine from like a while back. I've done 2 fitness routines. It was my more older one. My leg like twisted because I was running and like I ran into like a ditch or something. I forget exactly what happened. But my ankle really hurt, but I didn't think much of it, and like a week later I went to the doctors and it was sprained, so yeah. Anyways, continuing, here's her story. So I was at a primary school equivalent of elementary on a Friday, and I was running down the asphalt hill to my friends when someone stuck their leg out and I tripped over it. I love how she doesn't just say hill, she says asphalt hill. To stop the fall from breaking my nose, which I later had surgery on anyways, I put my left hand out to break the fall. Killed when I hit the ground, but I refused to let my friends, who were now rushing over to me, know that I was in pain. They kept on asking how I was, but I just kept replying that I was fine. When I got home that day, I told my dad, and he thought I was just pretending because every time I touched something that evening, I would whine and cry. I was told off for being melodramatic, so over the next few days, I didn't mention it, but every day I would sneak a skateboarding wrist guard to go to school and wear. And she sent me this little thing. She said kind of like that. Anyways, the next Thursday, I told my mom that it still hurt. So on the Friday when she was driving me to school, she detoured and took me to the doctors. From the doctors, we were sent to the x-ray place where the x-ray showed that I had broken my left arm. Then back to the doctors, and then finally, I was given a cast. When I got home, my dad had so many questions about why I wasn't at school and what happened to my arm. That was quite the story, and actually at the end of this email, she said that she's been at Chickee since 2012, so thank you. But damn, I kind of relate to that with like my foot. Like I was walking on it and it was a splish splash one day, which I don't know if you guys know what splish splash is, but over here it's water park. And I was walking around one day and my foot just really hurt, and it turns out that I was walking on a sprained ankle. Oh my god, okay, this next one seems like it's a little more of a sexual one, so yeah. Oh my god, this one, okay, I think she wants us to be anonymous because it says, so this is the story time about how I almost sucked a guy's Alright, so here's how the story time goes. So I was at my friend's birthday party and it was near the end of the night and most people had left. So it was just a few of us chilling around one guy's truck. The family of the girl whose party it was at was cleaning up inside, so the guys kept going, skin our to the girls left. So one girl and myself said we would. Oh, I didn't know what that, I didn't skin our I didn't even know what that meant for a minute. I think that just is keyword for like, I think that's keyword for blowjob? I don't really know. As I go into the truck to proceed to skin his that's such a terrible like phrase. A girl tells me it's a but don't be surprised. So I'm like, yeah, right, this guy is stacked. What is up with all these words? How come I never heard of these phrases? So as I unbuckle his pants and pull it down, it turns out she wasn't lying. It was small AF. So then the parents came out and everybody came and banged to the window. Stop. So it never went any further. Yet he still snaps me asking if I'll finish what we started. Oh my god. I really can't take boys, especially like high school boys. Like, I mean, I'm dating a high school boy, let's be real. But my high school boy is a little bit different. You guys know Corbin is different. But like, even like the guys at my school, some of them are like nice and everything, but the majority of them are just like they're the type that does that. Like this story time reminds me of that Vine. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it where like that kid is on the phone. He's like so no head and he like smashes his phone and then steps in like breaks his what's it called, his skateboard. If I could find it, I'll like insert it in here.
So no head?
But this story time reminds me of that, and this is just I feel bad for this girl. But you know what? Wieners are big and they're small and they come in all shapes and sizes, so whatever you have, be happy with. But according to this girl, she's not into the smaller ones, so that's her. Oh, this one is about a couple meeting. Oh my god, I'm ready. Okay, I'm definitely gonna butcher this, although I know this girl personally. Her name is either La DJ or La Dija. I'm terrible with names, don't judge me. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, I'm so embarrassed. I'm just gonna goodbye. Anyways, continuing with the story. So she said, here's a story of when I met my boyfriend. I was in 10th grade and he was in 11th grade. We were both in the same math class and he sat 2 seats behind me. We'd never really spoken until this one day, the girl who sat in the middle of us wasn't in class. So at the end of the class, I turned to him and I said, hey, could I have Sarah's number? And while you're at it, can you write down your number too? Ooh. So he did. I texted him that night about homework and we talked, and from that night on we became best friends. We texted every day and hung out with each other almost every single day after school except when he was at football or wrestling practice. He would sit me at lunch and we'd hold hands and he'd walk me to all my classes, and all our friends would tell us to date and we would just deny it, say that it would never work out. A year later, May 31st, 2013, we're sitting in a classroom after a club and he pulls me to the side and grabs me by the waist, looks me in the eyes and said, "I've been wanting to do this for the longest time. You're beautiful and I really like you, so will you be my girlfriend?" I of course said yes, and here we are 3 years and 9 months later, happier than ever. I'm so blessed to have him in my life. Aww, God, I love couple stories. That warms my heart. I love story times about couples. I love everything about couples. I know so many people like are disgusted and they're just like, relationships, but I'm a person that's like, heck yeah, relationships. Like if you're in love, I want to hear everything about it. Okay, so this one is by a girl named Alyssa Grace, and her @ is Alyssa Grace _, and this is her story time about her being rejected. So it says, it was my freshman year of high school. Winter formal was announced not too long ago, and we were on Thanksgiving break. And she said, let's call this boy Kevin. Kevin FaceTimed me, and I thought it was really weird, but I answered anyways. We talked for a little bit, and he was being awkward, so I was confused. He then showed me his formal poster and asked me if I could read it, and I just smiled because it was adorable. Me being dumb, I said yes, even though I knew that I wasn't even his first choice. After Thanksgiving break, it was my birthday, and nothing really happened between us. But during lunch, a couple days after my birthday, he comes up to my friends and I, and some of his friends are with him too. I was scared because we saw each other around school and had a class or two together, but never really talked outside of class. He pulled me aside to talk to me in private and basically said, you know how I asked you to go to formal as friends, right? Yeah, so is it okay if I take the girl that I like to formal? I was basically rejected and so pissed. I said, yes, it's fine. He told me that I could keep the poster if I really wanted to. I said, yeah, whatever, and that was that. Then I came back to my friends and told them everything. They were furious, and since then we haven't been the same. That is so messed up on so many levels. That would, oh my God, if I was there, sis, I would have just, that's so messed up. And you know what? I have like friends that have like told me stories before of like their prom dates or something like that, like not showing up to prom and like all that stuff. Like, this is just so low. Like, he asked you to prom first, or not prom, to your formal. You said yes, and then he decides he wants to ask a different girl. Like, that is so messed up. I feel so bad for you, woman. All right, this girl is really hyping this story up. So this girl's @ is Amelia Janae, and her story time says, naked old lady peeing her pants. Alright, so this says, my grandma and my mom would probably kill me for telling this story, but I mean YOLO, right? What they don't know won't hurt them. This is gonna be great. Last summer, the day after my graduation, my family and I went to Rosarito, Mexico for the weekend and rented 2 apartments right on the beach. To get the setting going, downstairs there were these glass doors to walk out, which leads right to an infinity pool and a jacuzzi. Off to the right, there are a set of stairs that lead to a gym down below, and even further down led to a door that goes to more stairs. At the bottom is the beach. This sounds like a place that I want to be. It was basically a private beach just for the people in the building. On one of the nights when we were there, my mom, 3 aunts, and my grandma had been drinking, and we were basically drunk. It was around midnight to 1 a.m. when we were on the beach. It was all fun and games, just dancing to some music and messing around, when somebody mentions going streaking. Oh God. Whenever I hear streaking, I always think of skinny dipping also, because like, you know, you're getting naked either way, and I always think of senior scavenger hunt because I did skinny dipping with my friend Haley on senior scavenger hunt. That was quite a time to be alive. I don't know how to say this topic came up, but we were saying, ho, ha, ha, nobody has the balls to do it, and my grandma said, I bet I can. Grandma is going in. We kept saying no. Next thing we know, she pulled down her pants and her underwear, stripped off her shirt and her bra, and she went running down the beach as naked as the day she was born. That is such a good phrase. But it doesn't just stop there. Once she ran little ways, she stopped and started doing jumping jacks. After that, we all lost our shit and couldn't stop laughing. My mom then peed her pants laughing so hard and went to go wash it off in the water. After that, we all just kept messing around having a good time until we eventually went back upstairs to go to our rooms. It was quite a night and definitely one to remember. That is such a great story. I love that. That's so funny. Alright, this one seems good. So this girl's Twitter is Kinley Shane. So it goes, I'm 15. I just had my first boyfriend. Everything started out so amazing. We met through our best friends and just randomly started talking one day. Then finally one day he asked me out. We never never met in person because we went to different schools, but we knew we liked each other. When we met for the first time, it was really good. We connected really well and could talk about a lot together. The second time we met, it was the same thing, and also with the third time. But the fourth time was a lot different. He kissed me and I didn't mind at first, but then we went to go hang out at a local arcade and he attacked me with his lips. I was beyond mortified and I didn't know what to do. And I've kissed another guy before, so I was just wondering if my ex was just a bad kisser. So I still continued texting him just to see if I was just having an off day, but then one day I realized that I didn't just like how fast we were moving. So a week later, I broke up with him. I thought everything would be better that way, and I didn't think we were close anyways. But then he started stalking me. He made a fake Instagram account and tried talking to me. He constantly texted me after I told him I want nothing to do with him, and he just texted me from a different number and tried to talk to me. That is ridiculous, and I know a guy like this that was trying to do that to my cousin once. Now, I'm not a person that is easily pissed off by this stuff, but I am beyond pissed. And so are my parents. I'm an only child, so my dad is super protective over me. He texted my ex and told him that he needs to leave me alone because it's beyond a joke, and the kid has the audacity to talk back to my dad. My dad was fuming and still is, so now my dad is trying to get a hold of the kid's parents so he could tell them what their son has been up to. I just wish this kid would leave me alone. That is so messed up. I don't get what goes through people's minds sometimes. Like, if there's a person not talking to you or avoiding you or telling you that they don't want to talk to you, then they're saying that for a reason. Like, leave them the hell alone. Like, why are you chasing somebody that's paying you dust that doesn't want to talk to you? Like, I really just don't understand that stuff. Alright, so this last story time is by a girl named Angie Durso. And this is a quickie, but it seems like a good one. It was a week before Christmas break, and like everybody else we had exams. It was the last exam before break, and I was so eager to get it over with. Math is my worst subject in school, and just to my luck, the last exam was math. The day of the exam, my math teacher was out sick with a pneumonia, so we had a substitute to watch over us while we took the exam. After I handed out the test, one of the girls who was sitting in the far back row said to herself, "This is so hard," referring to the test. I nodded in agreement, and the substitute looks back at her and said, "That's what she said." Someone told the school's principal about it, and he has been removed since. That is ridiculous. I feel like it's just awkward when teachers make those types of jokes, and it's like, no, just don't do that, thanks. This was such a great video. I thoroughly enjoyed doing this. This was really funny. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I really enjoyed it, and thank you guys so much for all your submissions. And if you guys want more videos like this, sharing like your types of story times, then let me know, and maybe I can do some more videos. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and let's move on to the end card. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, give it a big thumbs up, stay subscribed to my channel, and follow me on my social media, which is BeautyChickee on Twitter, Instagram, YouNow, and Snapchat if you're not already. I said that so fast. If you guys want to check out my latest video or my merchandise line, they will both be linked on the screen as well as the down bar below. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm going to go, and yeah. So with that being said, ciao, ciao, chickies. Mwah.